Hello and welcome to another episode of Coffee Chat. So, like I said in my previous video with this certain character, I've been watching on Twitter just because I think it's hilarious, but it's getting to the point where, well, discovering more about this guy is interesting to say the least. So if you watched my video from the previous Rant video that I did, it was a guy named Reforge Gaming. He, from what I can gather, because I don't watch him, I'm getting my clips from Twitter, from Astro Cyborg. And yes, I know these clips can be taken out of context. However, this guy, Reforge, does not seem to understand that these clips don't seem to be taken out of context at all. They're very clearly him, his personality, the way he acts. Like, it doesn't seem like these clips are out of context or anything like that. The only thing I will say is for can't ever see the chat on these clips, so I don't know when he's yelling at his, like, literally yelling at his chat because he feels that a minor disagreement or a minor insult is worth raising his voice at a computer screen. It is sad, it is hilarious, but mostly it is just sad, especially since this guy is considered an adult. Now, I'm not going to be digging into it, and this is not something I want to be looking into because it's already sad, but apparently he used to be a Destiny streamer or Destiny 2 streamer, whatever, and there was some questionable things about him and who he was. Now, again, I'm not throwing shade at his, his past is his past, but from what I've gathered from other people with the comments and stuff like that, he has not changed. He is very much the same person that he accuses other people of, like being online stalkers, which, if you know his past, that's a very projection-based accusation. Now, I've said before, I've been tweeting responses on these clips that this Reforge Gaming, he does not play games. A lot of people have said the same thing, and recently a lot of the streams that daily streams that apparently he does, he admits it. Like, he just almost, not word for word admits, I don't play games, but more or less these clips I've seen, and the one I'm going to share where he's yelling at someone, basically admits, yeah, he doesn't play the games. So here's the clip, and you can judge for yourselves. So here we go.
Modern Warfare 3, then, that's a remake, remaster from the ground up of Modern Warfare 2, 2022, and OG Modern Warfare 3, that's a fact. And a 10 spot from Tanner. Lono, talking about the TLU remaster, you don't have a valid criticism if you've never bought or played the game. Let the adults talk. Also, Lono, Forza Motorsport sucks. So you're literally paying me $10 to restate the same thing the previous guy did, and I said they are completely different conversations. I can assess a game's quality without playing it. I've done that with Baldur's Gate 3. I can look at the Metacritic, the critical acclaim. I can look at the Steam scores. I can look at the sales charts. I can look at the user scores on PlayStation. And I can say that is an award-winning game. I don't have to touch it to come to that qualitative conclusion. Forza Motorsport, I've never said that it sucks. I've said numerous times they overpromised and under-delivered. They said, we're going to give you these things, and they don't give you those things. Just because you have no standards and you're okay with being lied to doesn't mean that the rest of us are suckers like you. You tell me you're a sucker without telling me you're a sucker. You're okay being lied to, and you just gave me $10 to have me do another round of breaking down the categorical difference between assessing a game's quality and assessing whether or not the game gave you what they promised. If you can't tell the difference between those two things, then you're just going to keep buying and playing games that don't give you what they promised because you're a sucker. I can assess a game's quality without playing it. I can assess a game's quality without playing it. I can assess a game's quality without playing it.
So, one, he insults people, and yes, I can see the troll, or a troll, not necessarily that whoever this Tanner guy was that gave him the $10. I can see a troll post, and it's very clear whether or not this guy can or he purposefully does not understand what a troll is a different story. Every clip I've seen from Astro Cyborg, Reforge Gaming, he loves to use big words, and I'm not the most intelligent person out there, but if I'm going to use big words, I would hope I would understand what they mean, and I would hope about, 80% of the audience I am talking to will understand what I'm talking about without having to look it up, which is mostly why I use the same wording and all that, because let's be honest, I'm not the brightest guy out there. But the clips, he literally says he does not need to play Baldur's Gate 3 to know it's going to be an award-winning game. He just looks at other people's scores, other people's reviews, sales, and yada yada yada. That doesn't always make it an award-winning game. I mean, what Elden Ring won last year, which people were complaining about, but everyone was saying it was going to be God of War Ragnarok. Okay. For me, I play Elden Ring, I suck at it, but I see where it comes, I see why it won, because a lot of the people who voted for it enjoyed it. That's why they voted for it. God of War Ragnarok, I played it, I enjoyed it, but I can see why people would enjoy Elden Ring better, because there's a better story, there's more in-depth to it, combat mechanics were a little bit better, there's a lot more challenge to it, and it's just, for me, I can see why Elden Ring won. I'm not going off of sales, I'm not going off of Metacritic, because for me, Metacritic, Steam reviews, Xbox reviews, they don't matter. Again, this is me personally. However, Genius Boy up here, Reforge Gaming, that seems to be all he goes by. He went on a rant about Cyberpunk earlier, and he was bitching that the prologue was entirely too long and too unnecessary. He just wanted to skip it. Missing out on all the story, what happened, how it happened, why it happened. You just skip the tutorial, basically the tutorial, the prologue, and all that. For me, because I look more towards story, I'd be like, okay, what happened? How did we get here? I got shot in the head. Why did I get shot in the head? Why am I being rescued by this dude who seems to want to kill me at the same time? If you're going to skip the story, don't play the game, in my opinion. If you're just going for combat mechanics, go play Call of Duty. But, yeah, I'm just making this stupid video because I think people need to avoid Reforge Gaming. He does not seem to know what he's really talking about. He just is, as everyone said, he's a grifter. He gets upset whenever anything happens, like the Microsoft deal with Activision Blizzard King. He's really pissed about that. He says that, a lot of the Sony ponies, the hardcore Sony fans are, but he says now gaming's going to be worse because of that. Call of Duty is going to be worse. Microsoft is going to keep all the games off of PlayStation, even though Microsoft has offered PlayStation 10 years of Call of Duty. So, it's not like Microsoft will not negotiate. It's up to PlayStation, well, Sony at this point, to negotiate with Microsoft about the games and so on and so forth. Like, Sony, if they wanted to, they could actually let any Spider-Man property go on Nintendo or Xbox if there was negotiations. But if Sony's not going to negotiate, then one, Call of Duty products will not be going on PlayStation after the 10. I think they signed the 10-year deal, but after the 10 years, there won't be anything because there's no negotiations. Sony can't get any more money from cross-platforming with Spider-Man because they won't negotiate with that. So, yeah, he gets very upset with Microsoft stuff. He seems to be getting upset with Nintendo stuff now, but God forbid, if you say anything bad about Sony, oh no. And he keeps denying that he is a Sony fanboy in any capacity. When he clearly is. Like, I guess he got banned off of Destiny 2 through Microsoft or something. So, and again, Reforge Gaming, if you watch this video at all, you can, like, go fuck yourself. And, yeah, I'm going to say go fuck yourself because I'm not afraid to swear. I don't make my content for children. And I'm not an actual child either. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.
I can assess a game's quality without playing it. I can assess a game's quality without playing it. I can assess a game's quality without playing it. I can assess a game's quality without playing it.